Welcome to the NACo Premier Partners Spotlight. I'm Dean Lynch, Executive Director of the Virginia Association of Counties. Today we are excited to introduce our newest NACo Premier Partner, the Public Promise Procurement, powered by the National Association of Counties EDGE program. The National Association of Counties, also known as NACo, created the NACo EDGE program to deliver value-added, cost-cutting solutions to counties across America. EDGE is owned by NACo, advised by county leaders, and the focus of EDGE is to strengthen America's counties. The NACo EDGE program, known as the Public Promise Procurement, is also known as PPP. Today we will focus on one program in the NACo EDGE program, the PPP. It is my pleasure to have two PPP National Program Directors with us today. With us is Kathy Muse and Anthony Chapman. Kathy has spent more than 40 years in public service at the federal, state, and local levels. Most recently, she served as the Chief Procurement Officer in Fairfax County, Virginia, where she became a NACo member and volunteer. She was also instrumental in setting up the national contract for NACo procurement. After retiring in 2022, she joined the NACo EDGE team to develop procurement solutions for counties and launch the Public Promise Procurement. With us also is Anthony Chapman. Anthony, prior to joining NACo in 2024, he spent over 2 decades working in the private industry, serving the public sector. Anthony has managed national government sales programs for global companies that serve federal, state, local, and education procurement teams. Anthony has extensive experience with cooperative contracting programs and is excited to be working with the NACo team and the Public Promise Procurement. Anthony was born and raised in Tazewell County, Virginia, and currently resides in Hanover County. What sets the NACo Public Promise Procurement apart is that it provides the public sector and other entities with a vetted, transparent option for purchasing goods and services more effectively.
Thank you so much for having us here today. Let me share my screen real quick. Perfect, there we go. So Public Promise Procurement, NACo's cooperative purchasing program, was launched in response to the need for a purchasing cooperative to serve the counties in Virginia and across America. So cooperative purchasing is nothing new to NACo nor to VACO or its membership. NACo was a founding partner and helped to build what was the U.S. Communities Government Purchasing Alliance, a very successful national cooperative with roots in Virginia. Fairfax County was one of the first lead public agencies stepping up to solicit and administer contracts on behalf of counties across Virginia and the rest of the country. U.S. Communities was purchased in 2017 by a large for-profit company. As part of the sale, NACo entered a 4-year non-compete. So as in all things NACo, during that time, the NACo Research Foundation recruited county leader volunteers from counties across the country to serve on a procurement advisory committee to help NACo determine how it could help public procurement professionals and county agencies with their purchasing and contracting needs. And during that time was also a great proliferation of purchasing co-ops, most of which were backed by investors hoping to capitalize on the success of cooperative purchasing, but seemingly not quite as focused on the stewardship of taxpayer dollars. The need for a cooperative focused on counties and public agencies without the driving need to turn a profit and backed by the passion to serve public agencies was clearly articulated by our membership, your membership, and the Procurement Advisory Committee as well. They affirmed what we ascribe to as the basic tenets of cooperative purchasing, improving the efficiency and effectiveness of public procurement by leveraging the collective buying power of counties and other public agencies to influence the market, reduce costs, improve access to quality goods and services, and attract new businesses to the government market. All of this while conducting these transactions with full transparency as led by a lead public procurement organization like one of yours. So Public Promise Procurement was born. And recognizing that there are other co-ops out there, Public Promise Procurement has sought to distinguish itself from others, not only as a nonprofit owned and operated co-op powered by NACo, but also by collaborating with nationally recognized county purchasing offices to solicit and award contracts to the single best value supplier responding to the bid and creating a partnership that endures for the whole life of the contract. Then the supplier, armed with that powerful contract containing all of the necessary language to access federal funding streams that's compliant with with competitive bidding requirements in public jurisdictions, and yet flexible enough to adapt to other states and localities' statutory requirements, is now available to serve counties in Virginia. So as of today, we've worked with 3 lead public agencies to award 4 contracts. And Public Promise Procurement is proud to offer people moving solutions from Kone, a procurement led by Maricopa County, Arizona, and awarded in 2023 with a performance period through mid-2031. This contract includes new construction, modernization, maintenance, and repair for all types and manufacturers of people moving equipment. Collaborating with Cobb County, Georgia's Office of Contracting and Procurement, we're so pleased to have Safeware as PPP's single supplier for public safety, emergency preparedness, response, and community resiliency. Cobb County awarded this contract in the summer of 2024. With options, it'll be available to Virginia counties until mid-2031. Public safety, workplace safety, industrial safety, and community safety, products, services, and solutions, all for Virginia communities. Our third contract, awarded in August of 2024 by Maricopa County to United Rentals, is for anything and everything rental, from earth-moving equipment needed at your landfill to a fancy white cover on a folding chair at a gala event, and everything in between. Oh, and not only rental, but also lease, sales, and services too. This is a 5-year contract expiring in the summer of 2029. And WBCP Inc. is our newest supplier partner, offering a full range of government recruitment solutions to counties. They were awarded a contract by San Diego County in November of 2024 with a 3-year performance period. They're experts in recruiting for government, and they're excited to start working with counties in Virginia. You'll hear a lot more about these suppliers and what they can offer your county through each of these cooperative contracts. And we also look forward to coming back in the future and talking about additional contracts with new suppliers. We've got a lot going on. We're working on document and content management. We're working on security guard services and EV charging stations. So stay tuned. Thanks, Dean.
Kathy, we here at NACo are looking forward to interviewing the 4 PPP contract suppliers in the next segment of this NACo Premier Partner Spotlight and showcasing their value to our Virginia counties. We're excited now to explore a little bit more about the PPP contracts in a little more detail. Kathy, would you like to introduce the first PPP contract, Kone?
Thanks so much, Dean. I'm delighted to present Kone, the people moving solution provider for PPP. We collaborated with Maricopa County, Arizona, who solicited, awarded, and now administers this comprehensive contract for elevators, escalators, walkways, and lifts. This contract, awarded in June of 2023, has a performance period through 2031, so a long runway for your projects, your elevator projects. And that lead public agency was seeking a supplier to service legacy equipment of all types and manufacturers. And Kone, with their broad experience and expertise, has the innovative technology to meet tomorrow's people moving needs and today's equipment support. And now I'd like to turn it over to my colleague, Anthony Chapman, to talk further about Kone.
Thank you, Kathy. It's my pleasure to introduce Kone. Kone is NACo Public Promise Procurement's 4D for our elevator, walkway, and lifts contract. This contract encompasses new construction, modernization, and maintenance and repair. Lead public agency, as Kathy pointed out, Maricopa County, Arizona. Kone is a global in elevator and escalator installation, service, modernization, and repair. The Kone team are experts supporting world-class people flow in public buildings across Virginia. Kone can maintain all types of makes and models of vertical transportation equipment. Kone's maintenance capabilities contribute to minimizing downtime, ensuring safe and reliable operation, and optimizing the longevity of Virginia's public sector elevator and escalator equipment. Joining us today from Kone is Michael Lynch. Michael is the National Account Manager at Kone Elevator and Escalator. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity here to serve and actually present before VACO, NACo, and be a part of the PPP Public Promise Procurement Program.
Excellent. Thank you. Can you tell us more about your organizations and products and services?
Absolutely. So today I'm excited to share with you basically that Kone Elevator and Escalator can support any of the infrastructure needs across Virginia with the comprehensive services and commitment to sustainability that is part of our culture. We have branches actually located in Washington, D.C., Richmond, Virginia, that are basically managed and maintained by general managers. We have Kone operation supervisors and managers that maintain the operation side of it, and is well positioned to serve the entire state of Virginia. At Kone, we actually pride ourselves in delivering exceptional service across 3 key lines of business. And you see here, we are a global company, but we have a hometown feel. So our 3 lines of business that we actually focus in and that are part of the PPP contract will start and go through the kind of the full life cycle of what the elevator goes through. So for new construction projects, Kone provides innovative elevator escalator solutions, prioritizing efficiency, safety, and user experience. Kone is a very innovative company in that we have been the only company in the elevator industry nominated several years in Forbes' top 100 innovative companies across all classes and industries. Recently, we actually just innovated what we call our Kone digital class elevator, featuring cutting edge digital technology, enabling seamless integration with basically building management systems and enhancing overall customer experience. Then as these buildings age, right, we go into modernization, which becomes basically essential to maintain safety, efficiency, and compliance with current standards, meeting your current codes within the state of Virginia. Kone's modernization solutions are designed really to extend the lifespan of your existing equipment, okay, improve performance, and then also reduce energy consumption. Our modernization services include upgrading critical components, enhancing ride comfort, integrating smart technologies to meet the evolving needs of your buildings. And then the last piece and the last line of business that we really do is, which is probably a majority of the business that we do through PPP currently, is our maintenance service and repair. Kone offers tailored maintenance services, basically customized programs to meet your local needs and your local equipment needs around equipment characteristics that we put into a system that will actually go through algorithms to actually design your maintenance program, which will hopefully improve and increase your efficiency and optimize your availability to your customers and your riding passengers. So through that, we actually have and just created and came out with what we call our 24/7 connected services that utilizes advanced predictive maintenance technology to monitor equipment in real time, reducing faults, improving first-time fix repairs. And this proactive approach really ensures minimal downtime and enhances the safety and reliability of your equipment. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of show you, and I've talked about innovation within Kone. In 1996, Kone was the first company, only company to this day that actually stopped producing hydraulic machines, because we have a culture that is instilled in us that we want to make sure that whatever product and service that we're delivering is sustainable. At Kone, sustainability is at the core of our operations. We're dedicated to reducing environmental impact and contributing to a more sustainable future. In 2011, we actually designed the EcoMod escalator modernization for those agencies that have escalators like airports, convention centers, that basically are less disruptive to your operation and to the environment. Versus an entire rip out and replace, which is called a roar in an escalator language, we can go in there and actually keep the truss without tearing up and removing the entire thing, and just actually take out the guts of the escalator, and then basically replace all the interior guts, leaving the truss in place, leaving the frame that houses all the actual mechanical parts of an escalator. So these designs and these innovations actually add to some of our eco-efficient solutions, which use significantly less energy than traditional processes and mechanical devices. And one of them is what we call a regenerative drive system that recycles energy back into the building. Additionally, in addition to this, our smart standby solutions reduce energy consumption during idle times, further enhancing energy efficiency. We believe by choosing Kone, you're not only investing in reliable and efficient vertical transportation solutions, but also supporting a greener and more sustainable environment. The next slide will actually show you some of the actual awards that we've been nominated for in regards to sustainability. So we don't kind of talk the talk, but we walk it. We actually were just nominated again by CFP and rated as an A class in regards to sustainability. So these are just some of those small awards you see. We were just ranked as 2024 top employer, best employers. So we take care of our customers, we take care of our internal employees, and hopefully happy employees make happy customers. In conclusion, Anthony, Kone Elevator and Escalator is committed to providing high quality services across all maintenance, modernization, and new building solutions for PPP and VACO, including and managed by NACo. While championing sustainability, we look forward to partnering with you to enhance the infrastructure of the state of Virginia and contribute to a more sustainable future. Thank you for your time and consideration. We hope we're able to partner with you in the future.
Hey, Anthony, this is Dean again. I've got a question for Mike, if Mike doesn't mind.
Yeah,
And I like your last name, since we share the last name together. Let me ask you a little bit more about the Kone. You've got a presence in Richmond. I know you've got a presence in DC. I've got counties that are 6 hours away from Richmond. Can Kone provide services to those counties in far southwest Virginia, or in eastern Virginia, or in the southern part of the state?
Yes, we have actually route technicians that are scattered throughout the state of Virginia that serve out of Richmond. So Richmond is their base, but their home route is actually in those remote counties.
Okay. Anthony, I'm sorry I interrupted.
Oh, no, okay, thanks, Dave. And great job, Mike. Kone's a great company, and I've enjoyed working with you. I do have a couple of follow-up questions as well. Does Kone have the ability to maintain other manufacturers' equipment?
Sure, it's a good question. We get that question quite often, and so our techs are really trained. So 65% of what we main today is our competition's equipment. So our technicians are actually sent back to our headquarters in Moline, where our technical support staff is, and we have simulators that go through, our competition's equipment, training them on that type of equipment. So when they're out in the field, they actually understand and actually can troubleshoot and diagnose problems at hand. In addition, we actually have our Moline team that is staffed internally to what we call field engineers and technical support staff. So they are available by phone 24/7. In addition, we can actually request for our THD, Technical Help Desk, field engineers to make special visits out to the field when some of the issues and solutions are not able to be discussed on the phone. We need the field engineer on site, watching over, whether it be our adjuster or one of our technicians, helping him troubleshoot some of the problems that's occurring on our competition's equipment, in addition to our own equipment. But yeah, 65% of what we maintain today is our competitors' equipment.
Great, thanks, Mike. A couple of more questions for you. How does Kone supply your technicians with spare parts?
Great. So Kone owns Kone Spares, which is a parts distribution out of North America. They have about $20 million in stock in spare parts. And so our technicians have availability through that through, again, 24/7 support associates that provide them with access to competitors' parts, Kone parts, and different pieces so that we can actually get units up and as quickly as possible, right? We want to minimize downtime. So in addition to that, our technicians' vans are stocked with what we call proximity stock. And what that means is our technicians, as they actually develop their routes and the system starts to understand what type of equipment, what type of components they're actually ordering, then that will actually customize their components. And as they actually go through some of those components and elevator pieces, escalator components, those will be restocked automatically and sent out to a drop spot that is in their local area, whether it be FedEx or UPS, to pick up, to refill their stock, to make sure that they're replenished.
Very good, thank you, appreciate it. One last question. What new technology is Kone providing today to improve service delivery?
So right now in our industry, as I mentioned before, Kone is your most innovative company in this industry. We are pioneers in making changes and influencing change within the elevator vertical transportation industry. So we first started with our Kone EcoDisc, right? That basically created and invented machine roomless elevators. We just in 2019 innovated what we call our Kone digital class elevators. And what that means is we're actually tying together all of our Kone equipment in addition to our competitors' equipment digitally, right? So what we do is we actually partners with Amazon in their AWS cloud system where they go through algorithms, and what we try to do is make sure that if there's a problem that's occurring in Sacramento, California, that has occurred in Thailand, right? This algorithm is able to actually generate what we call a service request out to the technician before there's a hard fault with the customer, sending that service request out to our technician for a technician to be dispatched before that unit shuts down. So right now, the biggest thing that we have offered to customers to provide more uptime, less downtime, is our 24/7 connected services, basically connecting digitally all of our equipment so we can actually monitor them and have quicker first-time repairs.
Well, great. Nice job, Michael. Thank you so much for sharing this great information about Kone, and we look forward to working with you here in Virginia.
Thank you very much. We look forward to it as well. Thank you for the opportunity.
Mike, thank you for being here on this segment and learning more about Kone. And hopefully our Virginia counties will be able to reach out to you sometime in the future.
We're excited. Thank you very much, Dean.
Mike, thank you for being here and helping Virginia counties learn more about Kone and what you can do for all of our counties in Virginia. Anthony, I'm going to turn it over to you now to talk a little bit about how to register on the PPP website.
All right. So now I'm going to show you how to register to use NACo Public Promise Procurement's cooperative program, simply go to www.publicpromiseprocurement.org. And once on the landing page, you will find the navigation bar. From here, you can click in to view our contracts. That you can search all of our contracts, each one of them individually, view the solicitation, evaluation, the award documents, as well as there's an executive summary for each contract on the site. And to register, just click the registration button, and all you need to do is complete this form. Once you submit the form, you will receive a confirmation email with your membership number, and it's really that simple. It's a pretty easy process. Lastly, I would like to leave you with the contacts from today's webinars. Thank you so much for your support, and we look forward to serving Virginia through NACo Public Promise Procurement. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Anthony. Next, we'd like to learn more about another contract, Safeware. Kathy, I'll turn it over to you to tell our members more about Safeware.
Well, it's a pleasure to talk a little bit about Safeware, PPP supplier for everything public safety, emergency preparedness and response, and community resilience. Safeware was selected in a competitive procurement led by Cobb County, Georgia, and they were selected based on their ability to provide products and services across 16 categories that are focused on public safety, workplace safety, community resilience. Their depth of experience and commitment to working with public agencies. This contract is comprehensive, allowing Safeware to be your county's partner in safety and resiliency. The contract number is 246814, and it was awarded July 1st of 2024 and is available to Virginia counties through June 30th, 2028. And I'd like to turn it over to Anthony, who can introduce our supplier.
Thank you, Kathy. I am happy to introduce Safeware. Safeware is NACo Public Promise Procurement single awardee for our Public Safety and Community Resilience contract. This contract encompasses products, services, and solutions. As Kathy pointed out, the lead public agency is Cobb County, Georgia. Safeware offers innovative safety solutions and advanced technologies for first responders, government agencies, and school systems. Safeware provides access to the best products and services to keep people safe in any workplace. From education and utilities to fire and law enforcement, Safeware offers the best solutions to keep you out of harm's way. Joining us today from Safeware is Rick Bond. Rick is the Chief Revenue Officer at Safeware. Welcome, Rick.
Thank you, Anthony. And we are so excited to talk a little bit today about our contract with our friends from the Virginia Association of Counties. And I want to start with a story. And recently, many of us noticed on the news the horrible images of the wildfires out in California. And during that same period, one of the largest counties in California was considering this very contract we're talking about today and trying to move the approval of this contract through legal and board of supervisors and so on. During that process, at 2 o'clock in the morning, the purchasing agent received a call and needed to source a generator with enough power to light up an entire Major League Baseball stadium. They called 5 suppliers. They got one response at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that was Safeware. The following day, the county attorneys and the board of supervisors approved this contract. What does that mean to us as counties in the state of Virginia? You take that same level of response and you marry it with a commitment of over 40 years of being a stocking distributor in the state of Virginia. Law enforcement customers, fire customers, all government agencies in the state of Virginia have a long history with Safeware. But we are super excited today to talk about this new contract and what it means to you. You'll notice right before you that we talk about best-in-class goods and services. That's not just an expression. If you're involved with fire and police and health departments, you know that they want exactly what they want. Every single county, every single municipality in the state of Virginia, they've done their own evaluations and they've picked the exact products that they need. And those contracts or those products are available on this contract. Also, we always like to call out the fact that although this is a contract competed by a county for counties through the National Association of Counties, that it's available for the other political subdivisions in your county. That's important because we know you influence the decisions by the cities, the independent districts, and even the schools in your county. And by the way, states can also use this same contract. So a little bit of detail about the contract and how it was competed. It was competed by one of the largest counties in the country, Cobb County, Georgia, down in the Atlanta area. Kathy talked about the award of the contract. It's a single award contract. That's a very important point nowadays. Many federal grant programs look for a contract that was awarded to a single awardee. We're not only the best of the companies that competed, but we got the single award. Also, you'll see that you're getting our very, very best public discount, 41% off Safeware's catalog contract price. And finally, we want to point out that this contract has a long runway. You'll see that the initial contract period goes through 2028. So there's plenty of time as your counties gain acceptance of this contract to know that the contract will be there for you in the coming years. And we're just reiterating those same benefits because what makes this contract special is not just Safeware, but the very committee that NACo put together to put these contracts together. NACo surveyed customers all over the country in our country's largest counties and other county representatives and asked the question, what are the key components you need in a contract? The customers wanted more services. And you'll notice this contract is rich with services, unlike any other contract we hold and unlike any other contract that we're aware of. I started this by talking about an example of what happens in emergency. This business of community resilience, which is a category on this contract, is a very, very important topic. What happens if your county is involved in some type of natural disaster or armed intruder? The truth is, we don't know where terrible things are going to happen, but we all need to be prepared. So the options you need before, during, and after an emergency are all covered on this contract. And then a key point is compliance with federal grant language. The truth of the matter is, there are many opportunities for our counties to take advantage of federal funding of various types. But what's really important is that a contract that's used, particularly a cooperative contract, was competed for the items that you're purchasing, contains specific clauses and language that are required by many of these grants. And as I said before, that the competition process is recognized by the people who are administering the money. All of those considerations were well thought out in this competition and the award and the response that Safeware provided. Now we get into the good stuff, and that's all the amazing categories on this contract. You know, many of your counties have category-based contracts. And even if you're not a procurement person, you can imagine that some of these contracts are very handy. One type of contract that's often used is maintenance, repair, and operations. Very important. Soap, dope, and rope. We talk about tools, toilet paper, adhesives. But those contracts are often overused for some of the categories that you see here. This contract was competed with an eye towards the people that keep this country safe. Things like personal protective equipment, detection equipment, incident protection, prevention equipment, incident response vehicles, power equipment, emergency response watercraft. Where do you go with a cooperative contract if you have an emergency requirement to buy a robot or a boat or a bomb suit? All of those items are core to our offering, and we do it all over the country for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of government contracts or government customers through our contracts. This list of categories is easily the most comprehensive that we have, because when you look at the very end of this category list, you see things like disaster recovery services and emergency search and rescue support. These are from the feedback from the NACo board, who said, hey, in an emergency and in the aftermath of an emergency, we're finding a gap in the supply chain of people who have competed contracts, that we need people who can provide these important services at pre-competed pricing. So that's a little bit about our contract and a little bit about our company. Anthony, any other questions you have for me?
Well, thanks, Rick. Much appreciated. Great job. You certainly have a comprehensive contract, and I really enjoyed the story on the front end of your presentation. Thank you for that. So I do have a follow-up question, and our counties have many contracts they can choose to buy from. What makes Safeware's Public Promise Procurement contract special?
Well, there's one thing I didn't mention, and it's very personal to me, and I'm really excited to share it. This contract was competed by your association, by a major county that's a major contributing member of the National Association of Counties. Unlike other contracts, this contract was competed by a government entity directly to benefit your government organization, and that is very unique. So not only do you have the benefit of knowing it was competed with an eye towards your interest, but the contract itself directly benefits the support of your organization, unlike other contracts that may benefit other commercial entities. And we are very excited to be a part of that. I also want to reiterate a couple of points I made earlier. It's very important in spending federal dollars to make sure that the contract that's being used is directly tied to the type of products that you're trying to buy. You can't buy water, rescue equipment on an electrical supply contract, for example. Also, the language in the contract needs to directly tie to the requirements of the United States government. You'll often hear people talk about the Office of Management and Budget, 2 CFR 200. This contract is the gold standard of compliance. And finally, the method of competition, the way it was competed. Kathy Muse, who is a leader in this industry, was involved with working with Cobb County on this contract. And this contract was vigorously competed, so that any county on this call should be proud to recognize this competition as being equal or better than the competition they would have given if they had competed the contract themselves. Do I sound excited, Anthony?
Good. I'm excited.
Well, we thank you so much for having us here, and we look forward to hearing from all of our county customers in Virginia. Thank you for having us.
Rick, want to thank you for being a part of this segment and telling us a little bit more about Safeware and the offerings that you have. I look forward to working with you in the future. As you know, Virginia is not immune to natural disasters, most recently with the floods in Southwest Virginia and Southside Virginia, and also the hurricanes that we have, and even the tornadoes that we have in some parts of the state. So we look forward to working with you on the whole resilience, keeping counties resilient, in the services that we provide. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, sir.
I'm excited to talk about another contract, United Rentals. Kathy, I'll turn it over to you to introduce United Rentals for us.
Well, thank you, Dean. Having come through the pandemic and having struggled with everything rental, Maricopa County shared our vision of a comprehensive rental solution contract where counties could turn for everything from leaf collection equipment to worksite tools to charger plates at a fancy event. And United Rentals, competing with other national firms, brought forth a fantastic offering to support counties. The contract was awarded in August of 2024. The contract number is 240153. It's an important number to remember, and it's effective from August of 24 through July of 2029. So a long runway, plenty of time to plan for how you could utilize United Rentals in your operations. And now I'd like to turn it over to Anthony to learn more about this offering.
Thank you, Kathy. I am elated to introduce United Rentals. United Rentals is the single awardee for NACo Public Promise Procurement's rental, lease, and purchase of equipment contract. This contract encompasses associated services and support services. Lead public agency is Maricopa County, Arizona. United Rentals provides a wide range of industrial, commercial, and construction rental solutions that include everything from fleet and tool management to on-site rapid response services. United Rentals combines safety, equipment, expertise, and data to help your team get the job done. With us today from United Rentals is Bain McDowell. Bain is the government contract manager for the Mid-Atlantic and Northeastern U.S., which of course includes Virginia. Welcome, Bain. And can you tell us more about your United Rentals contract with Public Promise Procurement?
Thank you, Anthony. On behalf of United Rentals, we're very excited to be a part of this meeting here today. My name, as you introduced me, is Bain McDowell, and I want to share some more information about United Rentals. We have an extensive Virginia branch network, 41 branch locations, and almost 700 full-time employees to service the Virginia network area, right, for the state. United Rentals, in partnership with Maricopa County contract, the contract is 240153. We have a dedicated government account team, comprehensive knowledge of state, local, and federal regulations, 24/7 equipment service and emergency response. And as you heard them mention before, that was pretty important during COVID-19 to have that 24/7 service for emergencies. We're OSHA compliant, complete knowledge of all local, state, and federal regulatory safety issues. And included in the contract is rental equipment, the sale of used equipment, as well as new equipment. We have on-site ANSI OSHA safety operator certification training for your workers, and on-site service and labor on customer-owned equipment as well. This is our economic impact, just to let you know in the state of Virginia that we have a vested interest in the state of Virginia. Our assets as far as fleet, we have over 600 million in fleet. Original equipment units, over 27,000 pieces of equipment. And it just, this just gives you some numbers that we're not going anywhere. We're in Virginia to stay. Down below is our supplier diversity spend for the state of Virginia, and you can see that's over 10 million. On this slide, and I can share this with folks, that you see at the bottom of the slide, it has my email. I'd be more than happy to send this to you. This is what we call our QR code postcard, if you will. But this allows our customers to drill down into each of these QR codes, and it will take them to the specific catalogs of equipment that we offer, right? And way too much to put on one slide, but you can see we have general equipment. Our fluid solutions division has every size pump you can imagine. We can service a wastewater treatment plant and help them with bypasses. Our power HVAC, anything from small generators to very large generators, our tool solutions. We have complete supplies for safety supplies, cones, landmarking, safety vests, hard hats. We have a full truck division that has everything from 40 and 60-foot bucket trucks to F-150s, stake trucks, 15-passenger vans, pretty much everything you could think of. And we also have e-trucks if your focus is sustainability. So our truck division, that's really big now. Our on-site services, you can drill into this QR code and it'll show you all of our portable bathrooms, portable showers. We have fencing, we have tents, we have bike racks. I mean, anything, almost anything you can think of, from individual, single portable bathrooms to the big trailers for special events. Our storage and office, this QR code will take you to that catalog. We have 40-foot containers, 20-foot containers. We can do mobile offices. We can customize those containers into makeshift classrooms, or you can use them for storage. Many of them are solar powered, so the light goes on as soon as you walk into one of those containers. We have a full used equipment division, so we buy our equipment new. We'll usually hold on to it for anywhere from 47 to 52 months, but we do all the maintenance to the manufacturer's specifications. So when you buy used equipment from United Rentals, you'll have the full maintenance history. And then last is our United Rentals Academy. Our United Rentals Academy does operator certification training for your workers. And you also would have access to a platform, and they'll notify you when you have a worker who's due to be recertified. We can do all the training on site, or you can do blended learning and do 50% of it online and then the rest of it hands-on. We also have our fleet management through what we call Total Control, and that is a management platform. It gives our customers, it provides them full visibility into rental activity, flexible reporting, account management. They can even track the emissions on a piece of equipment if they're focused on sustainability. It allows you to call equipment off rent. You can even place orders through it for rental equipment. You can upload POs, change POs. So it's a really user-friendly platform that's free to all of our customers. And then I mentioned before our United Rentals Academy. All of our training is OSHA, ANSI approved operator certification training. And also included in the contract is our customer equipment service. We do on-site annual and quarterly inspections, service, and we also can provide parts if you have your own service team. And
Hey,
that
Bain?
sums it
Bain,
up. Yes.
I do have a question. I think you hit on that you have fleet management, provide fleet management to counties here in Virginia. Does that include, I guess, police cars, sheriff's deputy vehicles, and things like that that could be rented or could be purchased?
Absolutely. Our fleet manager, we can even attach, tracking if you need to track equipment, identify where it is. So absolutely, it does apply to police equipment, police cruiser cars, certainly.
Okay. Thank you. Anthony, do you have any questions?
I do have a follow-up question. Thanks, Dean. I appreciate that. So, Bain, when Kathy was doing her overview for your contract, she mentioned that this contract is more than just rentals with lease and purchase options. So what types of equipment does United Rentals have for sale?
So we sell new equipment as well. Sometimes the government entities prefer to purchase new equipment. But we also sell used equipment, and we have extended warranties. that you can look at for 3-5 year extended warranties. We also can provide government pricing as far as on like 5-year leases with option to buy, so that you're getting a really good interest rate on that. And at the end of the 5 years, if the government entity decides they don't want to purchase the equipment, we'll take it back. Well, through the finance company that we use, they'll take it back and resell it. But we do 5-year leases, but we use a government finance company that offers government rates for financing for used equipment.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for that information. So one last question. You have a lot of facilities in Virginia, a lot going on. So when I want to reach out to United Rentals, who do I contact in Virginia?
Of course, I saw that you had my contact information. Folks can always contact me and I can get them to the right person. But as you see on this slide, this is a link that'll take folks in Virginia to all of our Virginia locations. And when it takes them to a list of the locations in Virginia, it will specify the address, the specialty, right? If that particular branch focuses just on generators, or on trench equipment or trucks, it'll specify that in the description of that Virginia branch location. And it'll also provide the branch manager's phone number and name so that you could reach out directly to one of our branch managers. If you call the general number to the branch is going to give you the cell phone number of the local sales rep that handles that specific area.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And I'll go back to you, Dean.
Bain, thank you for being on this segment to learn more about United Rentals and the contracts you all have, and thank you for your involvement in Virginia. I knew that you all were big in Virginia. I cannot walk around Richmond, where our home office is, without seeing United Rentals on some type of equipment around here. There's so much building going on and things like that. So thank you for educating us a little bit more on what you guys can offer. Thank you for being here.
We're excited. We're excited to partner with Virginia.
I'm excited to learn a little bit more about another contract with PPP, and that's WBCP. Kathy, I'm going to turn it over to you to tell our members a little bit more about WBCP.
Well, thank you, Dean, and I'm excited to do this. In response to a hue and cry from counties for help in recruiting and retaining talent in county government, we partnered with San Diego County to solicit for recruiting and staffing solutions. And we got great competition and negotiated a wonderful contract with a broad range of services. The contract number is 571947, awarded to WBCP Inc. And I'm very excited to turn it over to Anthony, who can tell us a little bit more about this new contract and introduce our supplier.
Well, thank you, Kathy. I am thrilled to introduce WBCP. WBCP is NACo Public Promise Procurement's single awardee for our Government Recruitment Services contract. Lead public agency, as you mentioned, is San Diego County. WBCP administers government recruiting solutions, providing public agencies with executive recruitment, talent evaluation and acquisition, and consulting services in obtaining a talented and motivated workforce. And joining us today from WBCP is Wendy Brown. Wendy is the owner and president of WBCP. Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you, Anthony. So I want to start off with just explaining what WBCP is. So it stands for W Brown Creative Partners. And since that's such a long name, it made it easier to acronym it. So that's what we've done. That's WBCP Inc. Thank you so much for having us here today. We're very excited about our partnership with NACo, BACO, and the PPP program. I'd also like to add, for those that are looking for preferred vendors, WBCP is also a certified small business as well as a 100% women-owned organization. We also have offices across the United States, and also were awarded in 2024 as one of the top 100 employers in the state of Oregon. We are efficient and cost-effective, reliable, and trusted recruiting solutions for Virginia and other local governments. All right, public sector recruiting challenges, like other organizations across the country, Virginia is experiencing record high vacancy rates, as well as a retiring workforce. That is creating some challenges for a lot of our clients, making it difficult to find and attract top talent. Finding talent is not just about finding the technical experts you're looking for, but also the cultural fit. It's difficult when you hire folks and you haven't really looked for anything beyond the technical expertise. It's very rare these days that employees don't work out in an organization because they're technically not capable. It's those other softer skills like leadership, problem solving, and other things. So those are also creating some challenges in the recruiting process for our clients. Lengthy hiring processes. On average, public sector agencies take anywhere from 4 to 6 months to fill an executive recruiting role, and that is creating additional costs to the agency and taxpayers. And sometimes that length of time can create some challenges for maintaining or keeping applicants engaged. Lack of resources is very difficult for internal recruiters to be strategic, effective marketing and branding experts when they are managing 20 to 30 recruitments at a time. So that is also creating some challenges when you have a reduced talented workforce. It makes it harder for you to find people by just posting announcements out there. So it takes a lot more marketing efforts to do that work. The other challenge that we're seeing is procurement complexities. That's why we're here today. In addition to a 4 to 6 month recruitment process, a procurement to actually engage a recruiter or any kind of service contract can take 2 to 3 months, and actually in a cost of somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 to an organization. So that's why we're super excited about this opportunity with NACo and BACO, because we can satisfy those RFP requirements in order for us to be able to move forward very quickly into the contract space with you. So we're super excited about that. Finding affordable and effective recruiting partners, that's something that you can count on WBCP for. We are very talented at finding talent. We'll get into that a little bit further, but some of the challenges that we've heard from our clients, and I'm assuming Virginia might have some of the same issues, is finding recruiters that actually know how to work with your stakeholders, your community, your elected officials, executive leaders, and staff. So those are some of the things that I'm seeing as challenges. So what's a better way? Hire WBCP through the NACo, BACO, PPP program. Marketing and branding, we are marketing and branding experts. That actually was my career before I got into public sector recruiting. And we've made sure that all of our recruiters and our staff are focused on how to target an audience. So that also includes a very comprehensive advertising campaign that includes print, online advertising, AI strategies in today's world. That's great. Phone calls, the traditional way of reaching out and targeting people, email blasts, and of course, we also leverage many other tools that we purchase, one of those being LinkedIn and other platforms. This is a way to make sure that we are going out there and doing everything we can besides just posting a position. People know that our applicant pools will produce a much higher qualified applicant pool. In fact, one of our most recent hires is a retired county administrator who was recruiting for one of our competitors, and his story recently to me was that he found that in his applicant pools that 60% of his top candidates were coming from the touch points that we had from our sourcing team. So that's some things that you should know. Branding, not a lot of people think about branding in public sector, but it's critical. Branding yourself as an employer of choice is important, and how people are communicating with your applicants and candidates and every experience they have with you is critical. We understand the importance of that, and WBCP will ensure that you continue to people to see you as an employer of choice. Getting back to that technical and cultural matchmaker, we are great at listening to you and finding out what's important to counties in Virginia with regards to the ideal candidate, including the technical as well as those interpersonal strengths. We'll also learn about your community, the challenges of bringing people to your community, and make sure that we are going out and finding people that those will not be barriers to success moving forward. We're proven experts. We have a 100% success rate in filling positions in 2024, and on average for the 20 years that we've been in business, we have anywhere from a 98 to 100% success rate. What we always guarantee our clients is if we haven't filled a position, they're going to know why. Well, we track how many phone calls we've made, email blasts we've sent out, what our advertising plan is, and if we're not finding candidates for you, we're going to find out why. And one of the things that our clients have really enjoyed, and I'm sure Virginia will as well, is if they can't fill a position, at least you have the material to take back to the hiring decision makers to help them understand what needs to happen in order for them to be able to adjust in order to be able to do a more successful recruitment moving forward. So flexible, affordable service options, I can share a little bit more about that in detail, but we have to offer 5 different service options that at all different levels that will meet your recruitment and budget needs, from just using our advertising campaign all the way up to a full search service with background and reference checks, as well as a guarantee. Again, procurement made easy. That's something that that BACO and NACo is offering to their counties in Virginia, and we're excited to be a part of that. That will also improve the time to hire. That's something else that WBCP can offer. We're doing the most we can to hire a position. We work with our clients, and it's very important for us to have an engaged process. So, but we can do a recruitment from time that we open to time that we're in interviews within 8 weeks, which I think is an improved, something that you'll see that we do much better than some of our competition. We're committed to your success, and we also have skin in the game. So it's important for you to know that we offer a guarantee for our full search services, anywhere from 12 to 24 months, depending on the position. So those are some things that separate us from our competition, and one of the reasons why we're hopeful that you'll be using WBCP for your recruiting services. In order to be able to do that, we have 3 easy processes. We also have this on our website. We have a dedicated page just for our arrangement with NACo. So you register in a very quick couple of minute process. It's a 1.5 page contract to fill out with NACo, and we're engaged to start talking about a contract. So we're looking forward to the possibility of working with you in the future. Thank you.
Anthony, before you ask a question, I do have a question, I guess. Wendy, tell me a little bit of a story. Can you give me an example of how you worked with an employer to modify their job ad or to recruit some senior executive
Sure.
for their county or for their city?
Sure. I can give you an example of engineers are really hard to fill. And the nice thing about working with WBCP is we will fill your civil service or merit represented positions, as well as your executive positions. A lot of times the clients that are calling us and telling us they've gone out 2 or 3 times, it's for those maybe engineer or individual contributor positions. So I'll pick engineer right now because that's one of the ones that we'll hear often. They've gone out 2 or 3 times to fill a position and reach out to us to fill it. Putting together an advertising campaign, like I mentioned earlier, that's very comprehensive. That's not just posting a position out there, is definitely critical, but also making sure that we're really talking to our client to hear what are the challenges and what are the opportunities and why would somebody want to live in their community, work in their community? What are some of the things that we can do to advertise that? So if you go to our job board on our website, you'll see some of the different brochures we put together that I would say 50% of the reason why people apply for positions is because of the recruitment announcements we produce that compel them to want to throw their hat in the ring. I think one of the other things we offer is a very easy access to applying. It takes somebody 3 to 5 minutes to apply in our recruitment process. So when they don't have barriers in front of them to attach a resume, that's something else that has increased the applicant pool. But we have, as I mentioned, filled many engineer positions in 2024, and we're extremely successful. So I think that's an example in general.
Thank you, Wendy. Anthony, do you have some questions?
Excellent. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate it. So, Wendy, I think that you covered a lot, and you may have touched on some answers to this question, but I'll go ahead and ask you, what makes WBCP different from other recruiting firms, and why should Virginia counties consider partnering with you?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think one of the main things that comes to mind for me is our mission. Our mission is to serve people who serve people. We are public sector servants. Many of my employees have worked for public sector agencies, including myself. We know that you don't make widgets, you provide services. And in order to do that, the most important asset you have are people, and recruiters help you find those people. So we take that very seriously. We care about who you fill, and we are willing to guarantee that we'll bring candidates to you that are willing to make a improved that'll do a great job for you and actually stay. So the other thing, I think the 3 things that we have as a motto is trust, communication, and results. We'll be able to deliver on the recruitment services. We know that we will communicate with you often and regularly to let you know how the recruitment process is going. We're really good project managers and make sure that if somebody works with us, they know that they can trust that nothing's going to fall through the cracks. We're willing to take the work off of the internal staff, so we manage all of the logistics, including stakeholder engagement, surveys, panel coordination, facilitating interviews, putting questions together. So we do a really great job of that, and it's something that our clients have told us time and time and again that they know that they can hand a recruitment to us and they can trust that we'll do a great job.
Thank you. Great. So one more question. In Virginia, every jurisdiction has different hiring needs. What level of flexibility does WBCP offer its recruitment services, and how do agencies engage with WBCP?
All right, thank you for that question. I actually have a slide that shows our services. This is also part of the contract, and it's in the contract for the MICPA or the NACo contract. This is the service offerings we have. We also offer hourly services. I'll give a great story or an example that recently just happened this week. LA World Airports contacted us after our contract was completed. They were already halfway into a recruitment process, and they just needed us to be able to reach out to the candidates, conduct phone screens, put professional profiles together, and present those candidates. And so we were able to put together a really affordable hourly fee for that. We also have flat rates. Traditional, this option 3 on the very end on the right-hand side is kind of a traditional executive search that we would offer our clients. And that takes you all the way through the stakeholder engagement, through the background references, all the way to the guarantee. And again, we guarantee our recruiting services for 12 to 24 months, depending on the position. And option 1, I think, is also a really exciting package because you get everything that we offer in our front end advertising of any recruitment, including all of those other things we mentioned, the AI, the online advertising, print, and headhunting, and of course the reporting that tells you how successful we were in the process. And that is something that you'll get with any recruitment we do, and it's a really affordable package. This is great for those individual contributors, engineer positions. When you have the staff to process the applicants through and facilitate interviews, and you don't need us for that, what you can really leverage us for is this intensive advertising campaign that we can offer you. And we're very successful, even though we don't guarantee an option 1. as you can see from our success rate last year, we still work very, very hard to make sure that we're filling those positions as well. And then we've got everything in between as well. And we're willing to and interested in talking to you about what those services can do for you as well in the future.
Great job, Wendy. Thank you so much. We look forward to working with you in Virginia, and I'll send it back to Dean.
Wendy, thank you for being here and telling us a little more about WBCP and what you can do for our Virginia counties.
Thank you. It's been really nice working with you today, and I'm looking forward to working in Virginia as well.
Kathy and Anthony and all the speakers, it's been a pleasure to speak with everyone today and learn more about the NACo Public Promise Procurement, also known as PPP, and how you can assist Virginia counties with our procurement needs. Thank you for your support of our member counties, and thank you for being a VACO Premier Partner.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Dean.